Hey, I'm Emily and I'm a carpenter, also known as Chippie Em on socials.
Thanks for joining me on Life of a Female Tradie. It's great to have you on. Let's start by just getting to know you. What made you choose carpentry?
Oh, it's long-winded for me. Coming out of school, I was actually supposed to be a plumber. I went to college. I did, is it like 2 years? And then I was supposed to have an apprenticeship, but it coincided with 2008, which was a recession. So my apprenticeship fell through and I went to work in a pub. And I was in the pub for oh god, a few years, and the old boys used to come in at like 3 o'clock, right? And they're all tradies. And because I did plumbing in college, they just used to give me a start. So they'd be like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I'd be like, "Oh, nothing, don't start till 3." They're like, "Meet me at 7." And I used to just be on the barrow and stuff like that. So I'm not plastered up. I did all sorts. And then it got time and everyone's like, "You need to get a real job." And I went and I got real jobs and I hated them. And uh, a friend of mine gave me a start basically labouring, and it was with like a carpentry company, and that's basically how it went. So I knew I wanted to be in the trade, always did, but plumbing was my initial thing. But then as I tried a bit of everything, I was like, I need to get there, and it was just like a long-winded road to get there, basically for me.
Okay, wow. So you kind of started by picking up the labouring bits of
Yeah.
construction trades. What sort of age did you get into carpentry then if you kind of missed the apprenticeship point from school?
I'm so 2019, 18, 19. So I was like 20, 28. Like
Okay.
I'd be 35 this year, I think. Um, but like I said, when I was 16, 17, I was in the pub and I did that for probably up until, oh God, maybe 20. And then I went and did other stuff. Some of it was practical, some of it was not. Like I went to fit gyms for a few years. I went traveling and then eventually fell back into the trades. Well, I say fell, like I pursued it back in.
Sweet. And what was your path once you decided on carpentry? Did you go and work for someone or did you go self-employed?
No, so I laboured. And then I was lucky enough that I got stuck with I say stuck with a group of boys. I got put with a group of boys through lockdown basically. And they were amazing. There was five of us and we were all living in one house because we were working away, like our own little bubble. And we lived and breathed carpentry for, the 2 years basically. So I went from labouring to what would you call I don't know what you'd call it now. Not apprentice, but I was just a lackey. They were like, right, go and do this. Have you guys tools? Start picking up tools. And they just put me on the tools straight away. Luckily for me,
Wow.
they were really, I asked lots of questions and I was keen. So I think they just helped me as well. And I was a little bit older, I think, as well. So they're like, I'll just give it a crack. She'll leave us alone then.
It's nice that you were given the chance to learn alongside people as well and be able to ask those questions. Did you, by being the only female, did you come across that being a difficulty, like almost a barrier at any point?
When you first, I don't know if you get this, but when you first get on site, obviously like hard hat on, it was like it's commercial site, so like, gloves on, trousers, high vis, everything. Like nobody knows if you're a boy or a girl today at the time. And then obviously as it goes on, they see in the canteen, you get it, and you're like, yeah. Um, I think that was the only, apart from like you do get comments. Like when I was like 16, I had like. Uh, I remember the plumber, and he was just horrible, just a creature. But I was like, no, it was more than anything. I say this to all the boys. Like now, I met Plaster this week, and he was like, I've never seen another woman on site. I was like, you ever met one? He's like,
Really?
no. Yeah, and he was, and then I think he's been on site with us for 3 weeks now. And he says the other day, he said, look, I gotta say this to you. He said, but I've never seen a woman on site. He said, and if this is what it is, he said, then you keep going, love. I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
thanks." Like, it's not offensive, but it like need his blessing, but it was nice to get it. But I think that I was saying to him, he's like, "Have you ever," and he asked the same question, "Have you ever bother?" And I don't get bothered. But what I do get is my own bigger sites. I always have like a bloke kind of wander up after a few days. He's like, "I love your out." I'm like, "Yeah, good, you." And then a couple of days later, he chats to me a little bit more. And then by like the second week, he's like, oh, I'm going through a divorce. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, like just reaching out, I suppose, for someone to talk to rather than,
Okay.
yeah, rather than having difficulty. It's more like you end up being someone's therapist for like a couple of hours a week.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a
yeah.
friendly face. Yeah.
I've had that where I think some fellas want to open up and
Yeah.
talk about stuff, but they don't, they may not, they may feel like the other fellas will laugh at them. So
Yeah.
I can see why they would be drawn to the female on site to have that kind of slightly deeper chat. That's
Yeah.
quite nice. That's a nice angle
It is. It
to
is.
come across.
It's not great when
Definitely.
you're on price work, but
Well, no.
but I suppose, like you said, at least, with the percentages of, men in our industry and committing suicide, if I can give an hour to somebody, that, like you said, doesn't have the confidence opened up to their friends, then so be it. Do you know what I mean? It's worth a couple of quid an hour.
Absolutely. And also the old saying of "Do you mind if I carry on working whilst you talk?" kind of can come
Yeah,
into play sometimes, can't
hold
it?
this.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you're gonna stand there and make use of yourself.
that's it. That's it. Just get those shavings up for me, would you?
Yeah,
They're in my
yeah.
way.
Grab the other end of this for me.
Brilliant, brilliant. So I've seen you obviously do you do a varied range of work, don't you? From structural to hanging doors and building stuff. Which do you have a preference? What do you enjoy about both?
I love it all. Don't get me wrong. I have a love-hate relationship with doors. I think I don't do a lot of doors. I don't do them all the time. So like, and they're one of them things that you've got to be quick at to make money, I suppose, because it's a price item. And I'm
Yeah.
not fast. But not that it's about money, like, because you want to do a good job. But I prefer structural carpentry, if I'm honest. Timber framing, the heavier stuff, roofs, anything that I can really get stuck into. I don't like demolition. It's just I and second fix. I do like second fix, but I think there's such like my van's massive and it's full because if you do it like you said, I do everything. So I have to have everything. And with second fix, you're pulling out like 20 tools just to put a bit of skirting on.
Wow.
Whereas with your timber framing, you've got a nail gun, you've got a level, you've got a hammer and a tool belt, and away you go. And that's it. So simplicity and satisfaction, timber framing, but I do enjoy all of it.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah, structural looks intense. I've
It's
seen a couple of your recent videos and stuff. Yeah,
it's
it's
satisfying though, right? Because like when do you ever walk in a building unless you're like in the trades and look at a skirting? You don't do. But when you see something go up and it goes up quite quickly, you're like, I did that. That was me.
that's nice. It's
Yeah.
nice that you get to build it from the ground up and see the yeah, just basically the structure of a property that people don't normally see, and you've got that moment of I actually built that, and it's
Yeah.
going to be like that for decades,
Someone's
hopefully.
gonna love this. Yeah. Someone's gonna live in this and bring their children up in it. It is nice. Even when, if you can see a project all the way through and then you end up doing the skirting boards and then you end up taking that step back when it's finished and the painter comes in, it is a massive sense of achievement. It is huge. You're like, it started at, maybe nothing at all or something smaller, and you've someone's dreamt this and then you've built it for them. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Something to be proud of.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Have you come up against, because I know you do a lot of traveling for
Yeah.
your work, and that is very commendable. And because not many people, I don't think, would travel and have things like a coffee machine in their van, which is, that's next level, mate.
It's a bit much
That's
of
wicked.
it.
No, not at all, not at all. But with all the travel and the long hours and stuff, how do you manage to balance your personal life with that? Do you find it difficult?
what what personal life? We're just
Oh,
saying now that
mate,
my
don't.
my house is not finished. I'm quite lucky my other half is like really laid back. We're together but we kind of live separate lives. Like they travel a lot for work and Lou does what they want, to be honest. which is nice because we've got no children, we've got no pets. So I'm quite not I'm lucky. It's kind of like structured that way to be able to go and do the projects that we want to do and the things that we want to do. But as for social life, I've seen my friends twice in the last 2 weeks, and that's probably the most I've seen them in 6 months. Like, yeah, I love what I do, and I love the people I work with as well. So it's like I'm never not having fun, I suppose. Like it's a hobby, isn't it? I get paid to do my hobby.
Well, that's it. When you love it that much,
Yeah,
you can see it as a hobby for sure. And I guess when you are spending so much time working and working with other tradies on stuff, that they also become your friends. So
yeah.
it kind of brings them both together, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, like at some points you're on projects with people maybe 2 years. Like I said, through lockdown, I was living with five blokes, and we don't see each other, but we speak. Well, I put some worktops in with one of them the other day, like as just we don't need each other's help. We just like kind of thing. Um, they just bonds that you make, isn't it? And I think everyone that you come in contact with, you take a little bit of them with you, whether that's like the trade side or the personality side. But
I like that. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So going into the projects you've done, is has there been a favourite of yours?
the one we're on now, I would say. So I'm working with Alex at the moment. So he's on Instagram as a Valley Viking. He's the one with longer hair than I have.
The beautiful locks,
They're
yeah.
beautiful lots, and it's a young couple. And they bought a bungalow, and they basically would took the top off it, took it back, and then I'll send some photos over so you can see it. And big 8 dormers on it. It's a phenomenal property, and they're
Wow.
the nicest people to work for. They come every couple of days. They just had a baby, and they're just always so. I don't know. The sun's shining as well. Right? So there's a bit of romanticism about it. But they turn up and they're all so happy. And then we complete a room, and the plasterers come in, and it's just phenomenal. And it's a real big sense of achievement and pride for me. Yeah,
Lovely. It also makes the job more enjoyable when you can see the joy in the customer's face
yeah,
through each phase, isn't it?
yeah.
And you can see that their excitement is building towards when they're gonna move in,
Yeah,
I
like they
guess.
started like the tilers have turned up this week. It's been so I started the project with Alex September last year. The steel went in, and we've started doing the roof, and basically then we had that huge storm, if you remember, and
Yeah.
the storm took the roof that we started to create off the building. The steels blew off the pad
My
stones.
god.
It took the whole side of the gable down. It just decimated like what we'd done. We'd joisted the property already, and it broke some of them. So we were back to repairs. And obviously I had another project booked in. So I went to that project, and I've come back to it. And in between the breaks from that project, I've dropped back onto it. So even for me coming along and watching the phases that maybe like the second part of the roof I missed. I came in for all the internal structural stuff, and then now we're boarding it, and seeing their faces as we've gone through the last 12 months, and even me being able to kind of drop in and out and see the progress as well. Like it's just dreamy. It's the sun's shining. Like Alex is more or less my best friend. They're amazing customers, and it's in the middle of nowhere. And everyone on there is just lovely. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Goes out, no, like there's no issues. We're quite safe. You ask them for materials, it turns up. Like yeah, honestly, they're the dreamiest people I ever to with.
Oh, that's amazing. And whereabouts is that? Is that close to home for you or is it quite away?
It's about 30 minutes. Yeah. So if I obviously everything's a valley here. So if I go over the valley and into the next one, it's in the next one.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I've seen on your social media that you're actually a brand ambassador for a couple of brands. One being Velocity Pro Gear and the other, is it Stabila?
Stabila,
Stabila?
yeah. Stabila, I get it wrong all the
Oh.
time. Stabila, it's German, isn't it? I'm like, I'm Welsh. It's just
There you go.
yeah,
Welsh and German, English and German,
yeah.
yeah. Um, how did they come about? Because 'Cause they're pretty cool brands.
I don't really know is the answer. I don't know. Um,
Have you been with them that long?
no, none at all. It's kind of like, so this is my first year with Velocity, and I went to Data Power Tools is my local tool store. So I went to Data Power Tools and I met one of the reps, and he was just like, "Have you had a contract?" And I was like, "For what?" And he's like, "Oh, we've been discussing you." And I was like, "That's lovely." No, I haven't. And it just kind of, I had a phone call, then I had an email, and it just kind of turned into that. Velocity is so lovely to work for. They're really relaxed. Um, if I want something, I'll just say, "Oh, do you think I could get this?" Or something new comes out, they're like, "Do you mind testing this?" And then with Stabila, they reached out to me I think 2 years ago, but the first year was like unofficial, if that makes sense. It was just sort of like
Yep.
here's um some bits and pieces. Hope you enjoy them kind of thing. Like it was
Okay.
no requirements. It was just like we see you kind of thing. And then this year, then um obviously then we had I'm contractually with them, so that's cool. I'm actually going to Germany in September.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 23rd of September. I'm going to, but this is bad. Anwe is the town that the Sibilla factory's in. So there's 8 of us going out from the UK, and I think there's people coming from other trades. Do you follow Mitch Builds on Instagram?
Possibly.
You
Possibly.
probably do.
It rings a bell.
So Mitch is a Kiwi and she's in Canada. I forgot everyone's name now. Revision name, but there's a handful of us anyway. The Roof Slayer. There's maybe like 20 of us going out all together, and we're all going to meet and spend 4 days together and have a tour of the factory,
Oh,
which I'm really
wicked.
looking forward to. Yeah, that's like a once in a lifetime. Yeah,
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, that's going to be super fun. So
yeah.
September you're going there.
On the 23rd. Yeah.
Sweet. Have you got any other kind of big things coming up for you? Projects, expos, or anything?
No, so I think Screwfix Live is at the same time as I'm going to Germany, so I won't be going to that. We did do installer for a day. That was amazing. Did you go?
I didn't know. This year has been such a whirlwind for me. I've kind of, because I'm a decorator by trade, I'm obviously going to go to the National Decorating
Yeah,
Show
okay,
in
yeah.
November. So that's always in my calendar. But obviously, from starting the podcast and everything, I've realised I need to pull my finger out and go to all the other ones.
Yeah.
And it's just they've all seemed to have passed me by, unfortunately, this year. So next year, I'm going to hopefully get down to a couple. Yeah,
Hit them hard, lad. Yeah.
absolutely.
So it was really good. So I know it was the first year that they've opened it up to all trades. It was so
Okay.
overwhelming. It's huge.
Was it?
It's huge. And I don't think I've seen 25% of it. But because obviously you speak to so many people on Instagram and other platforms. When I got there, it was just, oh, hey, 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 like it's nice because it's more like a social thing because you actually get to meet people in real life. Like some people I've never seen them stood up, you know what I mean? And then you talk to them nearly every day, and then you get to meet them and
Yeah,
yeah, you get on time with them, I suppose, at the end as well. It's quite nice.
that's awesome. I have to say, the first time I went to the decorating show a couple of years ago, um, it obviously started following the likes of Paint Warrior and
Yeah.
people like that. And I saw him at the show, and it was like seeing Beyonce or blooming George Michael or something. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even go near him.
Kev's lovely
So
though, isn't he?
oh, he's a great guy. I
Yeah, he's
still
such a good
haven't
guy.
spoke to him in
Are they
person yet,
not?
but
Oh, you need to.
no,
He's so
this
lovely.
year,
Yeah.
yeah. It's weird because, like you say, you talk to so many of these people online, but when you see them in person, for me anyway, there was always that little bit of stardom around them.
Yeah.
And, oh, I can't go and speak to that person. You know,
Oh, that'll be you now after this.
oh, well, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, so yeah, trade shows. You went to the installer. Have you done any others this year?
No, I'm probably the same as you are. This year's been really hectic. For lots of different reasons. And we only went installer because we had a break on a project and we were like, let's go. It was literally like the day before, let's go. I have got something coming up, but it's under my hat. I've got to keep. But it won't be
Oh,
long. When it turns up, I'll send you something.
sweet.
So, I social media is such a weird one, isn't it? Because like, you, I started. I don't know about you, but I started my page just to get more customers and as like a portfolio.
Like a yes,
Yeah, and then it's just evolved into this thing now, and that it's like a second job almost. Like I'm quite lucky in the sense of, like I said, the two brands I do work for are really relaxed, and like I've had a velocity bag pretty much since day one, and I've always had, apart from a couple of other bits and pieces, but I've always been with Sevilla as well. So it's like it's really easy for me to like they're always just there. They're always in the background anyway. They're on my van, but I think I'm grateful for the fact of I know a lot of people have like fewer commitments they have to do regimented, but I still find it all a bit strange, really strange if I'm honest.
I know what you mean. It's so prevalent for a lot of people. It's such a big part of their lives, social media, isn't it? So I think as a tradesperson, you can gain so much from it on so many different levels, but also it can take a lot away from you because of that. Because it can take so much time, can't it? Like when you're on a job, you don't necessarily want to be fanning around with your phone for 20 minutes, setting it up at the right angle
Yeah,
when you should be working.
exactly. Yeah,
And then the customer comes in and it's like, oh, don't mind me.
just yeah.
At this point, we had to stop recording just for a few moments as Emily was actually dog sitting and the little fella needed some attention or some love. So, yeah, we just had to do a little bit of a pause, but we pick it back up with talking about Emily's home renovation. So, let's get back to it. Your house, tell me about how that renovation is going.
I showed you earlier. That is still Corex on my floor. So this room is the kitchen. So the room that's behind me, there was a wall here and a window. So we knocked this through and I had a little lean-to, so we've extended it into a full extension. But we were living in Southampton and I wanted to move home, back to Wales. And my partner said, you find a house, we'll move. I was like, right, bear with me. So I was like, find the cheapest thing I can find because I kind of like breadcrumbed Lou into thinking that we could do a renovation as well. I was like, yeah, it'd be amazing. So we'd done some stuff to the flat anyway. So like, we've done it once already, we'll do it again, it'd be grand. Found this house had been empty for like 5 years. Within, what's it called? Probate, it's not
Yeah,
probation, is
was
it?
it probate?
Probate, yeah.
Probate.
She's in
Yeah.
probate. There's just myself and our
Right.
next door neighbour. There's nothing else around here. Um,
Nice.
Found her on auction. It was like in comparison to most houses, pennies. Came on like a horrible October night for 20 minutes in the dark, no electric here. I had a little battery light. Walked around with this woman. She was like, "I'm going outside for a bag." I was like, "Yeah, no bother." So I walked around and I looked, and it was weird. It was like they just left. So like
Okay.
everything, yeah, it was like the carpets were immaculate. Obviously like very dated. And then I was like, yeah, let's this one. So I convinced Lou's never seen it, put this house to auction, came in, ripped the wallpaper off, and basically the walls fell down there. So
Oh my god.
yeah, we've had a complete rewire. It's completely repaired. Like I said, we put an extension on the back of it. We've knocked through, took it back to stone basically, and now we're coming out the back end of it. So now we have one bathroom, one kitchen, one sitting room, and a bedroom. And then
Nice. Getting
nothing,
there.
yeah, nothing else is finished. The land on the stairs isn't finished. I started the banister probably a month ago. Still missing three spindles. I'm like, I'll be all right. My cousin came yesterday to start the bathroom. He's like, "Oh, I've got to go." So the toilet's plumbed in, but nothing else. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you said, you've got to normalize living like this. I think I haven't met a tradesperson that their house is finished.
This is it. This is it. It's like we were saying earlier. I don't think I've only painted one room in my flat since I've moved in 2022. So,
It's like
it's fine.
well, I remember saying, now that was like a busman's holiday. So obviously back in the day, bus drivers, everyone used to go on holiday on a bus, didn't they? And when I was like, ask a busman's
Yeah.
holiday, I'm like, yeah, it is. It's like Groundhog Day. And there's one point we had everything was laughing plastering, so it was black. And I remember it was last winter, so not long after we bought it, and we was stripping it back, and Lou couldn't get me an evening. She's like, let's just go and do an hour. I was like, "Mm, I can't do it. I've
Oh,
already been soaked through all day. Do you know what I mean? Freezing cold. And then
yeah.
we're living with my parents, like, which is down the road, really, quite close. But then driving up here, getting changed, getting showered and getting changed because I was soaking. And then coming up and then trying to tear down, laughing past the ceilings. I was like, this isn't funny.
It's tough going, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've got a house of my own that I rent out, and that I bought that probate, and same, it
Yeah.
was riddled with damp, so you could literally stick your finger in the wall by a
No.
couple of inches. It was rank. So I totally know the feeling of having to do a full day's work, but then knowing you've still got to go and do some work
Another
on
shift.
this property,
Yeah.
and yeah, and you don't it's like nearly 12-hour days sometimes, because you've got to get it done, haven't you?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think my partner went away, worked away over Christmas last year. So for like 3 months, I was just on my own. And I was like, I'm going to finish this house by the time they come home. And I remember like I wouldn't even get changed, right? Even if I was soaked through, I had a set of clothes in the van. I was like, don't, don't stop, don't sit down. And I was just coming back and forth for like 3 months. And we got into plaster, to be honest. I got the plaster, I got the doors done upstairs. Like we got really close. Nowhere near finished. I had no kitchen. But it was plastered and the upstairs was second fixed. And
Nice.
by the time Lou would come back, I put myself in such a hole. I was like, great. And
Oh,
in fairness, she was like, it's not worth this then. Like, it's not worth, you know,
running yourself into the ground.
yeah. And then in the end, now we've moved in. We were like, well, we've got a bathroom, we've got a bedroom, put a couple of shifts in, like I said, to get a kitchen done. And we were like, let's just do it. Let's just move in. And we'll do it as we go along. Well, I haven't touched it for months until yesterday. I was like, I better start doing
Oh,
something.
bless you.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're in.
Yeah.
That's a win. That's a win.
It Everything takes longer than you think as well, doesn't it, when you're doing it yourself? Like it'll only be an hour.
Then you 3 hours in, aren't you, doing the
Yeah.
same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you've not picked something up on the way because like your head's still in work, or you'll know, like you go and pick up materials for a job the day before or the week before, everything's scheduled. When you come to your own house, you just like, I haven't done anything. I haven't got a door to
Yeah.
swing today because I didn't buy any. Yeah. And it's Saturday, 12 o'clock, everything's shut. I'm like, guess I'm not swinging doors today then.
Oh, well, that's that. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well,
that.
yeah.
I can't do it.
Pub,
Still can't do it.
no one has to go down the beach. Awful.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. So we've come towards the end of the podcast, and I like to do a little mini round of quick fire
Oh,
questions.
God.
Some are work related, some aren't. So it's kind of just to let the listeners know a little bit more about you as well.
Okay.
So if
I'm
you're
not scared.
ready, no, don't be scared. They're easy peasy. It's just a this or that. And
Okay.
feel free to elaborate as well.
Okay.
We'll start with an easy one because I think I know the answer to this. Tea or coffee?
Coffee. Coffee. You mentioned my coffee. So the coffee machine was on Facebook Marketplace. I didn't just go out and buy a brand new one. Like I'm not rich. So at the time, Yaz and I were on that project, and we were both sleeping in our vans. So Yaz was staying in a roof tent, and I was sleeping in the back. I have a camper, but it was in having work done. So I was literally sleeping on a roll-out bed in the back of my works van.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were showering in the gym, which was like 25 minutes away from the job. So we were literally on the driveway, straight out onto the job site, and then back into Yaz's little car, and then down into town to get gym and shower. And I thought and we're both into coffee, and I was like, there's got to be some highlight to this. Because as much as it was fun and, timber framing, I was like, I need a decent brew. So I thought I went hunting for this coffee machine on Marketplace, and it's probably the best thing I've ever bought. By far the best thing I've ever bought.
Wow. That's awesome. Brilliant. Working solo or with a crew?
Always with the crew.
Yeah?
I think being in a trade can be quite isolating. I've done long periods on my own, and sometimes I feel like I'm just walking in circles and I haven't achieved anything. I don't know if you've ever had that.
Okay.
Like I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
when it's
When it's
like
prep days, yeah.
you've got so many things to do, and then you're like, right, where do I start? And then maybe it's like almost ADHD. You're like, "Da, da, 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 da," and then but the motivation wanes as well. I feel like 2 o'clock. I'm telling myself, don't go home, don't go home, don't go home.
I'm the same.
Yeah,
2 o'clock is the moment
you're
for
like,
me where I'm thinking, "Oh, a couple more hours, just do it. Go
just do
on,
it.
just have a
Or
snack, you'll be alright."
yeah, or just go home. That's what I'm like. So like with Alex or with Yaz or whoever I'm working with, it's like come 2 o'clock and just start flagging a bit, and then turn the radio station over, or like put your own music on, or go make a coffee, and then you know what I mean, just gets you back into that flow again.
Yeah, get a second wind going.
Yeah,
Definitely. I'm glad someone else has that 2 o'clock,
2 o'clock.
yeah, moment. It's a hard point of the
Yeah,
day for sure.
100%.
Cats or dogs?
Neither. I
Neither.
say that I've
Ooh,
got Ben with me.
controversial.
Yeah, I don't dislike animals, but I don't need any dependents. I can't look after
That's
myself,
fine.
like, you know what I mean? I never had a dog.
That's totally cool. No worries there. That's fine. A spirit level or a laser level?
Ooh, spirit level. You can do so much more with a spirit level. Lasers are like easy, but spirit levels, yeah. Like I
Yeah,
used one to prop up a shelf the other day while I screwed it
there you
in.
go.
Can't lose.
It's almost like a multi-tool.
Yeah, it is. Just use it for anything.
Brilliant. A driver or passenger?
Driver,
I think I've had one passenger in all of the guests I've
princess,
interviewed so far. Don't. Oak or pine?
pine. Pine because it's easier on my blades and it costs me less money.
Ah, there you go. Good to know. And here's a bit of a curveball one, and I just thought of this off the top of my head. I thought it might be funny. Would you rather have a splinter or sawdust in your eye?
Oh, splinter every day. Every day. I have um I have my eyelashes lifted and tinted, and I constantly got safety glasses on because I've lifted them and they don't work at all. Everything goes in my eyes. And all day I'm just like, Alex is like, go and put your glasses on. I'm not this. He's like, do you want me to blow it? I'm like, blowing it constantly. They just negate their job. They just open now. So they don't work.
Ruined.
Yeah,
At least they look good.
they look alright. Yeah, loads of crap in my eyes.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so final couple of questions for you. If you could be another trade,
Mm.
what would you choose and why?
Does welder count?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
I'd be a welder, I think. Yeah. Just,
That's a cool one, isn't
yeah. And I think it might be flash dance romanticizing it or something. Uh,
it?
I know it's a bit more sedentary because I think you have like a welding shop, don't you? But again, you get to create big things. Like one of the boys does just purely steels, and the amount of steel work that's going into properties at the minute, I think it's probably quite lucrative. But yeah, I'd be a welder.
Yeah, definitely. Good choice, good choice. So, saying that, what trade or who do you think I should have on the show next?
I reckon like a mechanic or welder or something, just like a different, rather than like construction, like automotive or something a bit different.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, because I wonder, I know, because we all talk to each other, right? Like painters,
yeah,
decorators, chippies, electricians, plumbers, but we don't talk to mechanics, and there's other females in other parts of like, I went to a festival, it's called the VC Festival, and it started off as a bike club and they made it into a festival and it's female only. And there's lots of,
wow,
it was awesome. There's lots of tents and not tents, but you know what I mean, like exhibitions, and you could speak to different people in different industries. So there was like, like how to manage your money, how to elevate your business, how to learn to skateboard, learn to ride a motorbike, how to BMX,
sweet.
and one of them was like maintenance on cars. And I was like, I've never actually spoken to a female mechanic. So straight over, there's an electrician there and a carpenter, like the girl was a step builder, and then there's a woman with a electrician. You could go and do like basics. It was so cool. I just
Wow.
got well overexcited, and I just made a beeline because you speak to electricians and stuff, not like all the time, but like a couple of my friends, Gina and Amy, and now they're electricians. Um,
Yeah,
and I was like, mechanics, let's go.
that's a cool choice. I will have to start scouting round for one for
Yeah,
sure.
and that was
Yeah.
going to say, so one of the girls does like, so she's got a collective basically where they do events for girls in the automotive industry, and she was saying
Wow.
she doesn't call it male dominated, she calls it male crowded. And I was like, that's it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So she was like, "Oh, it's just
Okay.
male crowded," because he was a young mechanic that was, struggling, I suppose. And she said, "Oh, it's not dominated, it's crowded. There's just more of
Yeah,
them than
yeah.
us. Like, it doesn't mean that they own it." I
Okay.
was like, "I quite like
I
that."
like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Changes the rhetoric, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Hmm. Yeah, that's got me thinking. Okay. I like that. I'm gonna hang on to that one. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. I held on to it, it's not even mine.
Brilliant. So, where can people find you on social media, etc.?
You can find me on mainly Instagram. I do a bit of TikTok, but it's just the same as Instagram. I don't really know how to use TikTok, I'll be honest. I think I'm too old.
Me neither.
I keep pressing the wrong thing and I'm like, why am I looking at this? I don't even open it. I upload a video and I close it again. I'm like, cool. But YouTube, I've started YouTube, but that's harder than it looks. But I'll
Yeah.
be over at YouTube and it's all Chippie Em, Chippie Chippieiem.
Okay. Awesome. So I'll put your Instagram and your YouTube handles at the
Thank you.
bottom of the show notes for people to click on and find you and like your work and everything. But yeah, go and check Emily out and start liking some posts. And she's awesome. She's awesome. Thank you very much again.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
It's all good. And hopefully we can continue chatting as well.
Yes, I'll be over in the van for coffee.
Oh, yes, please. They look ace. I need one of those coffees in my life for
You do.
sure.
I'll make you one.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, thank you again and speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, don't go yet. I just want to say a quick thank you for listening to this episode. And if you want to hear more from awesome tradeswomen, don't forget to drop me a like or a follow so you don't miss out on future episodes. See you next time on Life of a Female Tradie.